So plan for today will be the abdominal ultrasound, possibly extubate. We just weaned her to the CPAP of 6 to see how she does on that with taking her own breaths. We'll still continue to do the replacement 0.5 to 1 albumin and FFP alternating.
Okay.
So her next one will be at 12-ish.
Which is soon.
They say 12, but by the time everything, it'll probably be like 12, 15, 12, 30 by the time everything gets sent up.
Okay.
We're going to give her a one-time dose of Lasix IV just for her urine output because she hasn't been peeing as much today.
Okay.
And also they'll look at the abdominal ultrasound with that. TPN and lipids tonight.
And I'm sorry, the abdominal ultrasound is to make sure
They're just going to look at her
fluid
belly.
isn't
Yeah,
accumulating.
And
Okay.
we have the abdominal girths as well, so we'll keep track of that to also measure and see if it's getting bigger.
Good. Okay.
Have they rounded yet on her?
They did.
They did? Yeah. Were they planning on doing an ultrasound today?
They are.
Okay.
That's actually not too bad. Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
The way her belly
Her
looks?
belly
That's
was
what I
bigger
thought.
yesterday, huh?
It looks
she had
good.
a huge liver. So there was no ascites, but it was at least that size. But we can ultrasound this to make sure. There will be some ascites, I suspect that. Hopefully not too much.
And they're weaning to try and extubate? Yes?
Yes,
and
we just
CPAP
went to
now?
CPAP
Great.
6.
Okay. Yeah, I would say so far so good.
Yes. I'm happy.
Okay.
And I talked to Dr. Nelson. She is
That's all.
ecstatic. She is.
Did you tell her what I said?
No, because you said it. But
What?
I spoke to her and then I saw
Look,
you.
we're gonna have a problem if this is not conveyed.
I gotta tell
Huh?
her. She's gonna be like, what?
Don't say anything he tells her to say.
No.
I'm not
Right
trying to
now-
add fuel to any fire.
Right now.
Good morning. So we're about to start the day with some music upon Lexi's request. Lexi, pentatonics, right? Are you asleep? Did you fall asleep? Pentatonics? Daft Punk? You know where they have all that blue glittery stuff when they're... Okay. So Lexi wants to do pentatonics this morning. This is how we get our day started.
So you use Cotton Out cleaning ripples that remove more at once for a superior clean, which feels amazing. Care. Down there, care with Cotton Out.
Commercial break.
I'm just going to run her.
Okay. Oh yeah. Wiggle those toes so I know you hear the music. Yeah. Yeah. Lexi is jamming. You jamming? Let me see that shoulder action. Oh yeah. One more time. I don't know how to do it. Get it, girl. Show these people nothing slows you down. Oh yeah. Get it. She's like a huge fan of pentatonics. It's what we wake up to in the morning. She's jamming, like seriously.
Show Erin your dance moves.
Yes!
That's so good.
This is her jam. She's got these nurses in here crying. Yes. Oh, yes. She is jamming. Yes, Lexi. They can't take it. Yeah, girl. Oh, this your favorite part, right? Dance party.
I want Ashley to come. I know. She looks so good. Now everyone's gonna be coming in to see her. I love it. I knew we needed a dance party. Look at her. You have to see this dance.
You gonna show them your moves?
All right.
She's coming in.
All the girls are gonna come in and see you. Our dance party. All right, we gotta wait for a part to see like.
You want me to rewind it some? Back to the fun part? No. Okay, I won't touch it.
She has a collection of fluid in her belly called ascites, and it's affecting her kidneys, and it will affect her ability to breathe on her own if we want to take the breathing tube out. So I'm going to put a drain into her belly to drain all the fluid, just like the chest tubes that she has in place for draining her lungs.
Okay.
So I'm going to drain the excessive fluid sitting in the abdominal cavity.
And the ascites came from the procedure that happened yesterday.
So Dr. Dory plugged the thoracic duct,
Right.
So that the fluid couldn't get to the lungs and drain into the lungs.
Right.
So now everything is backing up, and all the lymphatic fluid is finding another place to drain,
Which is the
draining
belly.
into the abdominal cavity.
Okay.
Yep.
And we are about to fix that with a drain in her belly.
Yep.
Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm back with a post-op update. This time I've got pictures. Okay, so this is basically a diagram of her, not specifically her, but generally speaking, the lymphatic system. So the green wire looking things, that's the lymphatic system. And these little ball looking things are lymph nodes. Okay, so let me start by explaining the procedure that she had done, since I have this picture in my hand. So basically the goal of the procedure was to stop so much fluid from draining into her chest. She currently has 3 chest tubes in, and they were putting out on average about 7 liters of fluid a day. And as small as Lexi is, 7 liters, like, where is it all coming from? It's basically just fluid made of things that the body produces. And in her case, it was dumping out pretty, like, important things, like certain, like, proteins and fats and things to help with your immune system, like important stuff. She was just dumping out liters at a time, which is why her doctor back at Hopkins, Dr. Nelson, recommended that we come here to see the lymphatic specialist, Dr. Dory. So, Dr. Dory went in and found that, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the thoracic duct. This is like the main part of the lymphatic system. Right in this area, like you see this green tube connecting to like this artery right here. So in Lexi's case, there's no connection. And it's very, very likely that she was born that way with no thoracic duct connection to the innominate vein. There's no connection here. So because of that, and because of the poor functioning of her heart as well, the fluid in the lymphatic system has to go somewhere. So the closest place is the lungs and the chest. So fluid would accumulate in and around the lungs, which is why she has those 3 chest tubes, because if it fills up, then like fatal problems happen. We don't want any of those. So it's been dumping on average about 7 liters a day. So Dr. Dory went in and used this really expensive super glue and clogged the thoracic duct down here, kind of where the diaphragm is, I think. Basically very low, so that there would be no chance of like fluid reaccumulating in the lungs or chest. The issue with that is, and this was a possibility, they let me know this beforehand, since this part of the thoracic duct is blocked off, the fluid now is floating towards her gut, like her belly area. Which is why they had to come in a few hours ago and put a belly tube in, a peritoneal drain. That's what it's called, because it's in the peritoneal area. I think I said that right. If I didn't, don't judge me. It kind of sucks because basically all that happened was the fluid got shifted from one area to the other versus it flowing the way it should be. And I think a reason for that is because her thoracic duct does not connect to her innominate vein. So it's not the best news in the world. We're just gonna have to wait and see over the next few days what the fluid does. Plus side is it's not accumulating in her chest, so her chest tubes aren't putting out nearly as much as what they were before, but now it's accumulating in her belly, and that would still create breathing problems. So I don't really know what the next step is. We literally just have to wait and see what happens. But that's pretty much it. The insertion of the belly tube went very well. They put her to sleep. A small procedure that they did right here in the room. But the fact that they had to put it in at all kind of like sucks. So we'll just keep an eye on that and see what happens in the next couple of days. Oh, and they needed to put the belly tube in order to take the breathing tube out because, you know, if the fluid accumulates, then she won't be able to breathe. So once that fluid starts to drain, it already drained more than 1 liter as far as I know. But yeah, so that's there. So then the breathing tube will hopefully be able to come out tomorrow versus today like we were hoping. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So keep you guys posted. Stay tuned.